And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Comfort and Chaos with me. You know who, yours truly. Sorry guys, sometimes I'm off the net, sometimes Will has to cover down. And of course, my lovely co-host, Mr. Will El Mayo, Gun Stats, White Buffalo, aka what are you going by now, dude? I don't even know.
I think I want to start going by my high school nickname, Vanilla Bomb Pop.
Vanilla Bomb Pop. There you go. I like that one. Vanilla Bomb Pop. Why they call you Vanilla Bomb Pop?
I'll show you later.
Anyways, team, thank you guys for joining in. Hey, if you haven't already, please, guys, thank you for being present, but hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, guys. That support definitely goes a long way. And I apologize already in advance. Sorry, guys. You do know, Will and I both have we have real life stuff going on the daily. So we're doing the best we can. I mean, right now, it's like 2 a.m. We're recording for you guys right now, literally. And we got to be at where I got to be at formation in like 3 hours. So, but we're committed to you guys. All right. There's a lot of chaos that we got to find comfort in. Ain't that right, Will?
That's right, brother. And, click the like, click the subscribe button, and then go down into those comments down there on the YouTubes and drop us a little line. Hit us up in there. Like, let us
Just
know
say
what
hi.
you're thinking. Say hi.
Say good morning. Say good evening.
Yeah,
I like that.
So,
I feel good.
Absolutely. Tell us what your favorite drink is.
In fact, Will, I think that's what's wrong with. I think people would just feel so much better if they just said good morning. Just pick a random person in the day, just as you walk by. Good morning.
Yeah. Tell us what your favorite morning drink is. Mine is.
Hey, Will, I'm surprised you got some Buffalo Trace still left after those debates last night.
That's a different bottle.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yes. So, guys, Buffalo Trace, you already know. In fact, I'm just going to take a swig of this right now. I'm just going to do it for you guys. YouTube, I apologize. I don't condone or encourage alcoholism, but this is more of a resiliency drink.
YouTube, I do slightly condone. As I will also hit it straight out of the bottle then I drink it out of my
YouTube. Oh, also, by the way, YouTube, I don't know this
company.
guy. How did he come in here? he infiltrated. Oh, man. That was good.
Fresh out of the tap.
Tasty. Well, guys, as you can see by the little ticker down below going across your screen, there was a big event yesterday. Ain't that right, Will?
Oh, my Lord.
A big event. Literally, I don't know how many. I mean, hey, shout out to ABC because I bet you this helped their ratings. I mean, I'm just saying.
Huge.
Everybody was tuned in. Everybody was tuned in. So those of you, if you're having trouble reading that or you don't know how to read, there was a debate yesterday, okay? A big debate for my new boss, Yeah. So basically, for my new boss. So it's important. All of us as Americans, no matter what you do is for a profession, I mean, it is important. You got to pay attention, and we always preach here on this channel, personal analysis, guys. Use it. Use your own personal analytics. And don't believe everything you see. Don't believe everything you hear, especially if it's coming from these, 3-letter news networks. I'm just going to throw that out there. You probably don't want to believe everything, but apply your own analytics and be aware. But let's get into this, Will. Let's get into it. I'm pretty sure you got a lot to say. What are your thoughts right off the bat, how it went last night?
Yeah, man. Right off the bat, if I had to take a stab at it, complete and utter general disaster for Donald Trump, and actually a good debate performance. I think for the first time from Kamala Harris. She really absolutely ate trash. In her last presidential debate, that was 4+ years ago. She did okay as in some of the vice presidential debates, but right, it's vice president who gives a shit. Right, she showed up and really executed what she wanted to execute as far as game plan. But she got under Trump's skin, got him to be angry. Trump got angry orange man, all fired up. And
what's funny, man, is I really didn't think he was that, like, I don't know. I mean, I have a lot. I think how he was when he debated against like Hillary Clinton and all of them were on the panel. Like, I thought he's walking around holding the mic. Like, he was, I thought that was him fired up. I thought yesterday he's just seemed pretty just calm. Like, he just seemed like an older guy. Like, you can just tell.
Yeah, and I think it really depends, right? Like when we talk about checking biases at the door, right? You know, I'm a very centrist type of human. You know, and I have not hidden that. I've hidden, right? Like I have openly stated, hey, like I do not like Donald Trump as a person. I think the policies that party is pursuing is in a better avenue for the country, for the most part. I very much dislike Kamala Harris. I really would have preferred a good third party candidate. And I despise the majority of the left side policies that I think are not right for the direction of the country. Okay, but when here's my, I'm sitting across from my wife. I've got my son watching the debate. He's doing some school projects for it. Asking a ton of questions. But my wife, right, who pays zero fucking attention to politics, is watching it, and that's my thermometer. That's my litmus test onto like, hey, like how does somebody, right, an independent who like is kind of like, look, I don't follow this shit real serious, like, right, doesn't watch the news a ton, right? What do they think? And she like, looked over multiple times as, and this is post 15-minute mark, right? I think 20 minutes in is when she nailed him. And she nailed him with that little quip about his crowd size.
Oh,
and for the rest of the debate, he was on a defensive posture, right? Instead of talking about policy, which if you look at where the polls sit as far as the general American population and which policies they prefer, right? He destroys Kamala Harris. Like that's the Republican Party policies, right? On immigration, on the economy, on foreign policy, I mean, just pretty much everything down the line until you get to abortion. Right? The majority of America prefers those policies.
Yeah.
And Trump did an absolute dog shit job of A, defining her, and B, pointing out the policy differences. He would go on these rants about crowd sizes, about, like fucking Haitians eating dogs. Like, dude, stick to the policy, right?
Yeah.
Hey, are you better now than you were 4 years ago?
I mean, that's
he would have just kept that, just repeatedly just needled that shit in. Like when she intentionally was hitting him on the crowds, she was intentionally hitting him on the all the criminal indictments, hitting him on just little things to get under his skin. And instead of like, hey, why are you concerned with my fucking crowds? Like, let's talk about how shitty our economy is right now and why inflation is so high. Oh, that's right. The Inflation Reduction Act that you were the Inflation Reduction Act that blew inflation out of the water and that you were the deciding vote for. Let's talk about that. Let's talk, right? Like, instead of flipping it, like he'd go on this 2-minute rant and get all fired up. And my wife was just looking at me like, is like, that dude's deranged. I'm like, yeah, yep. That's why I don't like him. Like, but yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, it was pretty interesting when you break it down like that. That was definitely, there was a lot of that. And I mean, he did mention, I know I did see him, he mentioned a few times too. He did reference a lot of like, hey, you've had 3 years. Look where we are. These people are starving.
He did, but he would do it 2 minutes in, right? Like their time.
Oh yeah,
right? It's a debate, so their time. So a minute and a half into him, like, I have the greatest crowd sizes and my crowds are better, and like, instead of going like, hey, why are we? No, like, we're not going to do that. Let's go back to this. Let me hit you again on it. And he didn't do it.
And I'll tell you one thing I noticed too, Will. I mean, I'll let you finish. What were you about to say?
No, I was just going to say, even when you look at the right side of media today, right, the left, for the most part, we're like, Kamala, 2-1, slaughtered him. Okay, cool. And we can get to that here in a second, like some of the mainstream media isms of last night and ABC and all that stuff. But even when you looked at right-wing media, your Ben Shapiro, Mike Baker, like, you start looking at some of those podcasts and Morning Wire, things like that. Even they were like, like he didn't do great. Like
it wasn't his best performance.
It wasn't great. Now, I think we'll get there as far as what we think, where does it go from here? But even they admit like Trump did not perform well. Like,
he definitely didn't, but for the record, to hold it both ways, like, I mean, I'm also going to apply to Kamala. She didn't really answer questions. Like, I'm paying attention.
She didn't.
She's a really good deflector and a really good deflector. I mean, really good.
Yeah.
And what's made it easy, and the reason why I'm saying it, a lot of you guys, if you saw the debate, you could literally see the question. It's being posted at the bottom of their screen, the question that they asked her, and then you're hearing her response, because literally the question is there. It ends with question mark. You can see. And she just literally goes right into this, like she's explaining, and then it goes into this long thing, and it's like, wow. And I'm looking here, and I'm looking at Cass, and I'm looking at Eric, and I'm just like, she just deflected the crap out of that.
Oh,
then turned it around and got a response out of Trump. I'm like, that's pretty. Hey, I give her props for that, because she literally didn't answer the question.
Joy and vibes, really, bro. Joy and vibes. Like,
I was very surprised.
Train will continue. It is 53 days since she's accepted the nomination or been kind of coronated as the next Democratic presidential nominee, and has done basically zero major press conferences or pre-recorded interviews. Like, and it's going to continue now. Like, but here's one of the interesting things, right? New York Times did a great article, and then there was some CNN post-debate poll data that came out. And so Trump has been slaughtering her on the economy. And I think he was up 16 percentage points on who do you think the essential question is, who do you think would do better at handling the economy? Trump is blowing her out of the water, right? Even after that debate, and look at the first question that was on the economy, right? She talks about, I was a middle class kid, and stuff, and there's things, and hope and joy and aspirations, and right, like just completely deflects, like you were talking about, right? So the post data shows Trump gained an additional 4 points on who do you think will better handle the economy. So again, right, as far as not only has he been unable to define her, she has not defined herself.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Policy wise. Right. And I think the American people are like, what the fuck? Like, they saw through that. They were like, what? Like, are you serious? Are you serious right now?
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. Are they gonna debate again?
So immediately following, she was like, I will do that again, because she kicked his ass. Now he has said he would be open to it if it is on a reputable network. And I think we can
I see.
We can maybe get into some of that here. I don't know if you want to play that video of in case some folks missed.
Oh,
missed it.
That intro, right?
Yeah. The
that
power
was
move.
Weird, guys. That was weird. That was really awkward. I thought it was straight awkward. All right, guys, check this out. If you don't know what we're talking about.
Hot button issues from immigration to abortion and the economy. The nation watched as Vice President Harris and former President Trump debated on stage for the first time last night. The two presidential nominees laid out starkly different visions for the future of our country.
A fiery first and possibly
So they shake hands,
only
but watch this,
presidential
guys.
debate, starting with Vice President Harris initiating a historic handshake on stage.
Kamala Harris, let's have a good debate.
But the pleasantries were short-lived. Harris
A historic handshake. Historic.
Dude, that was a straight power move. Like, that was her getting up in his fucking grill. Like, you don't fucking intimidate. Like, I give it to her, man. She did well. I thought it
Yeah.
was over. I really did. Like, the first 5 minutes, her voice was cracking. She looked a little shaky and went into that just long, rambling, non-coherent, I award you no points. May God have mercy on your soul answer. And I was like, oh, he's got her. Like, he's gonna slaughter her. Like, it's not even gonna be close. And at about the 10-15 minute mark is where it really turned. But I would argue that that there was some significant media bias.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
From ABC.
Oh, without a doubt.
I believe his name is David Mueller. Should have his fucking press credentials revoked for what he did. It was disgusting. Like, you want to talk about why the American public have the lowest opinion of mainstream media at this point?
Oh yeah,
this is why. Like, let me pull this little guy up for you.
Oh, let's see it. Let's see it.
Perfectly laid out the entire situation from last night's debate, from the fact check to the lack of fact check to the topics that Kamala Harris wasn't asked. Your thoughts on the disparities in all of it?
Wow, this was so disturbing but not surprising to watch, Todd. We knew ABC News was going to be what they are, right? In other words, we talked about yesterday how there was that report by the Media Research Center showing that ABC had covered Kamala Harris with 100% news coverage that is positive over the last 8 weeks, basically, since she became the nominee. And sure enough, there it was last night again. The fact that they did not fact check her on any way, shape, or form, while Donald Trump was fact checked 5 times. It was Candy Crowley on steroids. Remember 2012 with Mitt Romney, and she did 1 fact check, and CNN got killed for it. ABC really showed their hand here. And the fact is, when she says she's a gun owner, Kamala Harris, really? Wow. First time I heard that. She said in 2020 that she's for fracking. I never heard that either in 2020. There's no transcript that shows that. The Charlottesville lie, again, she said, and then sure enough, ABC News wasn't there to fact check that. Oh, Trump said there'll be a bloodbath if he loses. That was a lie as well, and ABC News not there again. So in this news cycle, 3 people are running against Donald Trump at this point. It was Joe.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that. I'm obviously, you know, even just with a simple, like, when they're at Trump a question, they would always divert. Like, if he didn't give an answer, they're going to be like, so will you will you support an abortion ban? Like,
they would follow up, and
they're following up, you know.
Yeah. And they refused to do that to her.
They didn't do that to her. And I'm literally like, wow, she just deflected that. She didn't answer their question.
And I mean, like, blatant fucking lies. There's no, what did she say? There was nobody deployed into a war zone right now.
Oh yeah,
dude, like, are you kidding
There's
me?
no service member deployed in a combat zone.
Yeah, are you?
I was like, whoa,
what? Like, we just
even
carried out a gigantic, like, 120-man special ops raid in ISIS in fucking Iraq, and nine U.S. service members were fucking injured, like, severely. Like, and several of them had to get fucking medevaced out. What? Like, you've got teams in Syria on the ground right now.
Yeah.
Yemen. Like, what? Are you kidding me?
I was very shocked when she said that one. I was like, wait a minute. What? Okay. Are you sure about that?
Oh, and then you've got you know, Trump daddy fucking talking about the Haitians eating dogs, and
like, yeah.
Come on, man. Like,
dude, what are you doing, man?
What?
What are you doing?
Like, and right, like if you're gonna fact check, like, hey, ABC, if you're gonna fact check them, like, okay,
Yep.
like if you're gonna call people on their bullshit, like, I'm okay with that, but you better do it fucking evenly. And so here's one of the other interesting things. I heard this, and I didn't have time to look it up before, but I think the head of ABC News Department, like, is legitimately friends with Kamala Harris.
Oh, I
And
mean,
actually introduced her and Doug Emhoff, her husband. Right. So like there's some weird connections there that, like,
oh, well, then I mean that makes sense.
I wonder why they just said, right? Like when you look at ABC News, they've covered Kamala with 100% positive over the last 8 weeks, i.e., since she fucking took old Joe out back and fucking old yellered his ass. Right? Like, and nothing. No fact checks. Like she was just sitting up there fucking lying. Like
It was definitely one-sided that you can tell.
just straight up lying. And I mean, it was unbelievably biased. And I mean, you kind of put one candidate, right? Like it showed the mainstream media bias towards one candidate, where they have not asked her a single hard question. They have gone with the hopes and vibes and dreams and aspirations and like, from day one. And then here we are. Like they're like, "Yep, yeah, we're good with it." Like,
jeez, dude,
we're good with it.
But I mean, at this point, what media outlet can you trust? Like, let's be real.
I will say, like, CNN did a pretty damn good job during the last debate. Like, they asked the question, they didn't interfere, they didn't in real time check them. Like, hey, if you want to check them afterwards, like, and do an analysis. But I mean, but then I turn around and look at like CNN's coverage immediately following, and Jake Tapper asked one of their political correspondents or whatever, their fact checkers, and he's like, I got Donald Trump lying 30 times, and I got Kamala Harris lying maybe once.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe once. He legitimately said that. Like that stupid fucking comment came out of this dude's mouth. And I'm like, well, there you go. Like, I don't know. The only way, and I heard this, proposed, hey, maybe if the next one, you can pick a moderator, I will pick a moderator. And maybe together we'll pick a moderator. Like we'll agree on a third dude in the room.
Yeah,
right. Like that's the only way at this point. And it's got to be like Trump's gonna grab fucking Hannity or Tucker Carlson or some other whack fucking job. Kamala Harris can grab anyone out of MSNBC.
Will, I'll tell you what. How about just pull some connections, dude? And you and I both will we'll moderate the next debate. We'll have them come on, tune in, Comfort and Chaos, hosting a live debate. And
yeah, that'll be great. Hey,
and we could be the moderator.
Pull your head out of your ass. Like,
and it'll be sponsored by Buffalo Trace.
Oh yeah, there we go. That's how we get it. That's how we pull that off.
I would love it. You know what? I picture, if I had my ideal way for a debate, I would tell you. I would love it. Instead of seeing them in that kind of forum, I want to see him like on a UFC table, like Dana White, have the moderator stand in between of the podium, and then Trump sitting at a table with a mic. He's probably got his MAGA hat and a Buffalo Trace sitting on the table right next to him. Kamala's over on the other side with her mic and her, I don't know, Snapple or something right next to her, and it's like, let's go, and then they just have like a select few in the crowd. All right, what's your question? And then have that, like have it in that forum, just
that would be pandemonium.
do like a lottery raffle or some sort. And then those individuals get a phone call, they get picked up and they get dropped off. And now you're going to be like, this 100 people are going to ask questions, or this 50 people are going to ask a question, and it's going to be a moderator just standing right there, like a Dana White style. You in the blue sweater, what do you got?
Yeah, then when he asks something stupid, you're like, hey, sit the fuck down. Shut up.
Exactly. Hey, get him out of here.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
And then just have them have that mic, and then where it's like a Conor McGregor, like, shut your fucking mouth.
I'd like to apologize to absolutely no one.
What you gonna do? You ain't gonna do nothing.
To fucking nothing.
That's a debate.
There
To
you
me,
go.
that's a debate. Let's go.
God, man, like it's something's got. I mean, like I said, there's a reason why mainstream media is at its lowest point, and
Yeah.
I heard, I think it was Megyn Kelly say this on a podcast the other day. Like, we're watching like live the death of mainstream media at this point. Like, nobody, like everybody saw it. Like, they're not even fucking trying to hide it anymore. I mean, it's that bad.
Yeah.
And nobody believes a fucking thing that they say. These are the same people that were propping up fucking Joe Biden for the last 3 years. Like, oh, he's fine. Fine. Man, those are cheap fakes. Fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
you're the same assholes that tried to shove that shit down our throat.
I think your boy Elon needs to just launch his X News studio already, and have his X News network just completely
Daddy Trump
unfiltered.
offered him a position in the government if he wins.
Yeah, I did.
Like,
I saw that.
Basically to come in and fucking fire everyone.
Just like audit the whole thing, find out all the waste.
Would love it. Would love every second of it.
I mean, it's definitely needed.
God, yes.
Yeah, it's definitely needed. So, but gosh, man. Well, I hope there is going to be another debate. I think they definitely need to run it back. Probably, I would say, why not 2 more? I think they should do at least maybe 2 more, at this level. So close. Just knock them out.
And they won't. I think this was probably the only one, to be honest with you. The vice presidential debate's coming up. That might get spicy. That'll be interesting. But I don't think this changes anything. I don't like if I'm Donald Trump, I'm not getting back into there after the way the moderators handled that. I'm not doing that again. Kamala Harris would probably like to.
I think that's a smart call if he does that. I think you're right, because he probably has learned from the past that if he were to do that, I mean, he's just going to come off. It's going to be like old Trump coming back, all high strong. We want to run it back. Let's do this. Oh, she won't run, and all. I mean, at this point, man, you're right, and you said it yourself, Will. I mean, at this point, you have your policies. You have the big platform item is, hey, how have you been living in the past 3 years? How has it been? How's life been?
He has failed repeatedly to do that. I mean, that's just the bottom line. Like, he has not defined her. He goes off on these tangents. He is not disciplined. He is not a disciplined candidate.
Yeah.
And that worked for him in 2016. It did not work for him in 2020, and it has not worked for him yet in this election. If it was Biden, like, he was just going to win because it was Biden, right? Nobody, right? One of the most
he just wasn't Trump.
Yeah, right. Like, it was one of the most unpopular candidates to exist, right? Now you've got Kamala, who literally just got caught fucking copying and pasting, literally Control-C, Control-V, Biden's policies onto her own page, and they caught her doing it because of all the metadata on the back end.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. I mean, but this is the interesting thing, right? So I don't think this changes anything. And the polling, at least the initial polling right afterwards, kind of confirms that, right? Like, if you're on Team Trump, you're already there, right? Like, this didn't change anything. If you're on Team Kamala, you're already there. That didn't really change anything. Neither one of them shit the bed enough to where, like, oh, people are going to jump off, right? It's that middle section. And in an election where you're talking razor thin margins, everything within margin of error, right? So it's basically a coin toss at this point. You need those independents, right?
Yeah.
And the interesting part of this was, again, my own little litmus test, right, with family and friends and folks that don't follow a ton. They weren't happy with Trump. Like, it just didn't, old man going off on his rants. Okay. And then, right, they still don't understand the policy positions of Kamala. Right? Nobody does, because
nobody really does.
She won't come out with a policy agenda. And so, right, that was one of the big question marks going into this was, do independents then understand her as a candidate? And coming out of this, resoundingly, it was, no, I still don't. Right. So it didn't really change anything. So what do I expect? I expect going forward, right? Pretty much the same shit. Trump being an undisciplined madman who's just going to run around fucking spouting conspiracy theories and other wild shit. And then you've got her on the joy and vibes train. Where she wasn't actually
power to her. Like, one, I'm like you, Will. I look at the human aspect. I'm in the middle, and let me tell you, I'm just applying to, like, hey, she's got a tough road. It's a tough position to be in her situation. All eyes are going to be on her. We know it seems like, we can't confirm or deny. Obviously, somebody else must be in charge, or some group is in charge, and they put you in that seat, and now you got to do the job. But if I were her, if I was
Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer.
If I was her in interstate, I would just be like, hey, guys, check it out. All right. I'm just going to own it. Past 3 years has been pretty crazy. That was my battle buddy. He's out the door soon. I got to support him, but put me in the seat. I'm ready to take it. I got some new things I'm going to be running the show, and here's what I want to put forward. I get it. We need to fix some things. We learned some stuff in the past 3 years, but let's fix it now. And here's how I want to fix it. And something like that.
A number of Democratic strategists have come out and told her to do it. Like, just dump him. Like, just fucking dump the body at this point. Like, because she's trying to run as a change candidate.
And she's got to separate herself.
The fact that she is the fucking incumbent. Like, she is in the current sitting administration that is extremely unpopular. Right. And what she is proposing, right, is just give a bunch of people free shit, doing the old Democratic fucking two-step.
Two-step.
Right, just give them a bunch of free shit and they'll be happy with it. And people are like, hold on a fucking second. Like, that's not, I think people are starting to wake up like, that shit's not free. Like,
no.
When you do that, like, that raises the inflation, right? Like, supply, demand, right? Like, a bunch of extra printing of money. Like, where people have started to figure that out because why? I don't know. Everything costs double what it did fucking a year ago, or 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever. And so, it doesn't pass the smell test to, I think, a lot of independents. If you're against Trump, I get it, man. Like, I get it. He's a fucking madman. Like, he's a crazy person. But I
just want to see ownership, man. I guess that's what it is.
Oh God, I would fucking kill for that.
I just want to see ownership. You know what? We're humans. We'll fuck up. We're gonna fuck up. We're human. You're gonna mess up.
Did you see what they asked her about Afghanistan?
Oh yeah.
They're like, do you have any regrets? No regrets about that day? No regrets about that? And she's like, no, like, not really.
Yeah. That would have been a good opportunity.
What?
Like,
Trump
seriously,
slammed her. Like, he had every opportunity to just bury her last night, and he missed every single shot. And he has missed routinely every single shot throughout this entire election cycle.
But oh gosh, man. Yeah, I do. I remember that question. And like I said, she just is incredible deflector. Because I have to go back, but I don't think she really even truly answered that question. She was just like saying, hey, we have done this, we have done that, and we don't have no people, service members in a combat zone.
She took another jab at him, and he fucking fell for it. He fell for it again and went there first instead of saying, like, really? Because, like, I just spent a fucking... Right, like, you don't have any regrets about the 13 American service members that were killed. You don't have any regrets about the fucking Afghanis falling off the fucking wheel walls of the planes taking off. You don't have any regrets of, like, pulling our people out, like, of the women in Afghanistan,
missing Americans still,
the missing Americans, like, no regrets, like, nothing. Okay, like, because I just spent fucking time with the families that you've been ignoring for the last fucking 3 years. you know, and spent time with their fucking loved ones at their graves. So you have no regrets. Like if he would have said that, it's
Oh,
fucking over. Like
yeah, he
it's
could
over.
have.
It's over. It's over. Like that's
He
the
could
viral
have.
clip. It's over.
But you see, this is what makes politicians, man. I'm just sorry to say. They lose that person, like that personification and that appeal to establishing rapport to all those around them, that knowing their role, knowing their role and responsibilities,
Sure.
and just owning it. Like just owning it, That's it. And she could have easily said, I mean, that could have been an opportunity for both. Like you said, Trump could have did that.
Yeah.
Trump could have said that. And she could have easily said, you know what? Since you brought that up, let me tell you, it's been weighing heavily on my heart. And you know what? Some bad calls were made, but I promise you, me in that seat, I've learned from that. We learned from that. There were some terrible calls and some Americans and some service members, men and women, paid that price,
Yeah.
And
You're absolutely right.
Like just own it.
You're
Like
absolutely
just
right.
something like that,
You're absolutely
But
right.
they won't own it. They'd rather just deflect. Oh, I was just like, that's why I'm just a big man. Just somebody, just ownership. That's it. Let that be your platform. Just ownership.
For sure.
Yeah.
No, it didn't happen.
You will. You get me all fired up, man.
I know.
Get me all fired up.
Well,
gosh.
There's some of that. There's some of that brown juice for my brown bear right there.
Yeah. So, oh well. Anyways, Will, I don't know, man. So you don't think there's gonna be another debate then, huh? You think that was kind of like a one and done?
I don't. Like if I had to guess right now, if I had to put money on it, I'd vote, or I'd put money on no. I don't think there will be another one. Right, but they're both crazy people, and who the fuck knows?
I mean, yeah, you never know.
You never know.
You never know this day.
Right? Yeah.
I'm curious though to see how this VP debate's going to go. That should be pretty interesting.
Yeah. I think JD Vance is a pretty solid debater. I think like if they would have put him against Kamala Harris with the exact same questions, he fucking slaughters her.
Yeah, this
he
was going to be
absolutely eats her alive. I don't know about Tim Walz. I haven't seen enough of his debate style. I think it'll be interesting because even when he is presented with, hey, what is your your president, the person that your running mate, what's their policy on X? And he just turns around and walks away. he refuses to engage at this point. It's very interesting because he doesn't fucking know, because she doesn't know.
Yeah, he's only been he's one of those that's just saying what he's been told to say,
right. And like I said, I mean, she doesn't even know what her fucking policy. Yeah. So I don't think he's going to be able to escape that with JD. I think JD probably eats him alive, but you never know. I mean,
who's hosting that one?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
Okay.
I don't know off the top of my head. Jamie, look that shit up.
Yeah, Jamie. Jamie, where are you?
Jamie. God.
Damn it, Jamie. Gosh. Anyways.
But I mean, right, like every 2 weeks, it's another like, what the fuck just happened kind of moment. And the tides are shifting. So
that is true.
Right.
That is true.
We still won't know really how this shook out in voters' heads for another few
Taylor
days.
Swift.
Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Taylor Swift.
Oh my God, dude.
Hey, the army should give her money to advertise for.
Yeah, would have been better than fucking old The Rock. I hope they got their money back from The Rock. They can just fucking.
Yeah, I wonder if they ever got their money back.
Hey, and it's T Swizzle, and T Swizzle fucking right, like will work for that cash. She don't need that.
Oh well, Will. Oh well.
Actually,
man,
that's what you need. You need to be more first sergeant-y with more of the Swifties. That's actually exactly what.
I think that's the name of one of my platoons right now. Actually,
the Swifties.
I call them the Swifties.
You got the Swifties. Swifties.
Yeah, But all right, Will, I think we're at a stopping point, man.
Yeah, buddy.
You get me fired up. Now I'm not be able to sleep. I'm gonna be thinking like CNN tickers is my sleep tonight.
Just go, dude. I was all fired up last night. Go do more fucking push-ups, man.
More push-ups. That's right, guys. Yeah, I got the range tomorrow. I'm gonna be out at the range all day tomorrow, guys. So it's gonna be fun. Fun day shooting guns in the sun.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Sunday. I'll shoot some video for
Hey,
everybody.
do
All
it.
the fun-
Do
all
it.
the
Do it.
fun
Well,
things.
hey, I'll put a little something together. Send some
Yeah.
video. Send some video.
Yeah.
Well, guys, hey, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up, but please, I want to know your thoughts, guys. How do you think the debates went? What are your thoughts? Did they go well? Did they go horribly wrong? Who won in your perspective? You know, because right now both parties are saying they won. I still have yet to see the scorecard. I don't know who keeps score and how they keep score. I don't even know, you know, but apparently there's winners and there's losers. So we kind of went over today and gave you guys our opinion. But please comment down below, guys. Let us know your thoughts. I'm curious to know what you guys saw. If you saw something special. Hey, I've heard there's even like some weird conspiracies going on, like earpiece, earrings, and stuff like that, you know, that Kamala was wearing. I mean, just weird stuff. You know, everybody's, you know, the internet's going to go crazy, you know. But I am curious. So, guys, please, all your input. I would love to read about it. Please comment down below, interact with you guys. Will and I both will do the same. And I don't know, Will, you got any last final comments for the team?
Hey, stay tuned. We've got we're shooting another episode of the Dead Drop coming up here.
Oh, that's right. Dead Drop.
So that'll be coming
Special
up soon
guest.
here. With super special guest. So pay attention to that one. And then I would like to also rep Buffalo Bills Lotion Factory. It puts the lotion on the skin.
Buffalo Bills Lotion Factory puts the lotion on the skin.
Or else it gets the hose again.
And okay. And what about the vanilla bomb?
Look, we can't do that on YouTube. They will immediately pull that off. I will show you after this video.
Okay, guys, comment down below and I'll let you know my thoughts on Vanilla Bomb as well as we continue on. Hey,
Vanilla
guys,
Bomb
if you haven't already, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Comfort and chaos.